So we start out with this perfect airplane that Boeing built, or this perfect airplane that Cessna built. And as time goes on, somebody wants to change it. So we take this golden design, this perfect design that was flight tested and everything was checked out before it was given a type certificate, and we're going to make changes. What happens is when we modify an airplane, and I'm talking about major alterations or major repairs, we take the airplane out of conformity because it no longer conforms to this approved design that Boeing flight tested. So to put the airplane back into conformity, that's when we do a major repair or major alteration. So part of the 337 paperwork will show how it was altered and how it was approved. So maybe there was a change and there was a field approval where the FAA came out and looked at it and said, yes, it meets all the requirements and signed off on it. Or maybe there was a supplemental type certificate. So they bought long-range fuel tanks and they took the old fuel tanks out, put the new fuel tanks in, and these were FAA approved modifications. So an IA came in, signed the FAA Form 337, made a logbook entry. Once they did this, it put the airplane back into conformity. So this original golden design, which was changed, is now got a 337 on it, and the modification was approved. We are back in conformity. So what do we have to do? We have to review the type certificate data sheets and the 337s. We will sometimes have to inspect that modification to make sure that they followed the paperwork that they had to install this new fuel tank in. So for instance, if they got this new fuel tank and they installed it, but they decided that they wanted to route the fuel lines in a different manner, and that was not on the paperwork, they can't do that. They have to follow the approved modification. So part of our job as inspectors is we will look and make sure people did their job correctly. And if they didn't, then we got to raise a red flag. We'll hold things up. We'll get the boss. We'll get in the conference room, and we may duke it out. But we're going to figure out what it takes to keep this airplane in conformity. So we'll look at the type certificate data sheets. We'll review the 337s. We'll look at the logbooks. We'll look at the aircraft registration and any other required documents. These are all things that it takes to have an airplane in conformity.